OceanGate's Titan submarine started its journey from St. John's Port in Canada. At this location, it had to dive inside the ocean. It lies 700 kilometers from St. John's in the North Atlantic Ocean, and at the same point, the Titanic's shipwreck is also present in the depths of the ocean under the cold water. This journey started on Saturday 17th June 2023, and according to the plan, Titan was to be lowered into the water the next day on Sunday at 8:02 a.m. Let me tell you here that before the dive, a problem was noticed in Titan, but despite that, it was launched into the ocean by risking its life. What was the issue and why was this risk bought despite finally knowing? A total of 5 people were present on the trip, including Action Aviation founder Hannes Harding. He also traveled in space with Jeff Bezos. In second place was OceanGate CEO Joe O. This American company supplies submersibles for ocean tourism. In third place was 70-year-old Paul Henry, who had previously visited the Titanic. They were shipwreck experts and had a lot of knowledge of the scattered parts of the Titanic. And finally, Pakistani business tycoon Shahzada Dawood was part of the same submarine along with his son Suleiman. Hannes Harding made her last post on the internet before diving on June 7th. He said his dive was delayed due to cold weather. Tomorrow morning, when the weather is better for a while, we will dive. These 5 people were going to see the wreck of the famous era Titanic to fulfill their hobby. After it sank in 1912, efforts continued to search for it for the next several years. But this task was not so easy under the auspicious conditions of the Atlantic Ocean. Then, in 1985, the wreckage of RMS Titanic was finally found on the ocean floor. Titanic left so many questions behind that it was time to find answers. Dozens of expeditions were arranged in which experts and researchers from different countries approached the Titanic shipwreck. Canadian filmmaker James Cameron made dozens of visits to the wreck of the Titanic in 1995, and then the movie Titanic was released in 1997. The success of the Titanic movie was completed. It caused so much fanfare that now it became the dream of millions of people to go and see the wreck of the Titanic for themselves. That is, this work is now not only for the purpose of research, but also tourists have started going to the shipyard site. It is said that going to the depths of the ocean is more difficult than going to space, and the biggest reason for this is the pressure of the water. The Titanic sits 4,000 meters below the surface of the ocean. If you want to imagine this depth, then you look at Burj Khalifa and understand that the wreck of Titanic is the sea. It is about 5 times the height of Burj Khalifa. The water pressure at this depth is 5,800 psi. This will be the same pressure as standing an entire elephant, not on the entire human body, but on just a square inch pot. So now you can guess how many square inches there will be in a submarine and how much pressure will be on it. Well, on Sunday, June 2nd, 2023, the journey of the submarine started at 12 p.m. Normally it takes 2 hours to reach the Titanic, but only after 1 hour and 45 minutes, the mothership Polar Prince Joe was weighing on top of her submarine broke off. If it took 2 hours to reach the Titanic, then just 15 minutes before Raptor broke, it means that the submarine would have reached very close to the Titanic. At this depth of the sea, the light of the sun is impossible to reach, and here at all times it is extremely dark. The breakdown of the wireless signal at such a depth is a normal thing, so this was not taken seriously at first. The entire trip was 7 hours. They had to return from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. But when there was no rescue from Titan even till 7 p.m. and she did not return, now the house present in the mothership standing above began to sweat. The Canadian research vessel Polar Prince began searching for Titan. At 9:40, he called the US Coast Guard for help. The next day, Monday, US and Canadian ships and planes began a proper search operation throughout the area. He continued his search not only on the surface of the sea but also underwater with the help of gold scanning, Commercial vessels in the area were also ordered to keep their eyes open. The search continued for the next 2 days, but no trace of Titan could be found. But then a ray of hope came in sight. On Wednesday 21st of June at 6:10 am, the search team had heard some sounds from the depths of the water. These sounds were heard with the help of underwater radars. Immediately, ROV was sent to the direction of voice, but this time there was no news of Titan. Now the fear of losing Titan forever was growing because the oxygen in the submarine was only 96 hours or 4 days, and by this time 3 out of 4 days had passed. But the search teams of the US, Canada and France did not lose courage. On Thursday 22nd June at 12:09 p.m, the ROVS was sent to the wreck of the Titanic. What we saw when we got there was truly a shocking sight. At 3:48 p.m, ROV, which had reached the wreck of the Titanic. He saw a piece of Titan's fountain lying just 1,600 feet away from the Titanic that had gone to sea. The wreck of the Titanic has now become headlines all over the world. This only means that the submarine could not withstand the water pressure and exploded in the depths of the sea. This news caused a stir all over the world. Many questions have been raised about the safety of Ocean Gate. Ocean Gate CEO O. Stockton Rush, who himself lost his life in this incident, said in 2021 that he knows he broke some rules while building the Titan because he built it not from steel but from aviation-grade carbon fiber, but he wanted to do something new in the industry. Carbon fiber was used instead of steel. For the first time before launch, Titan was also subjected to pressure pay tests ranging from 5,000 to 10,000 psi, in which it passed. But experts believe that thousands of kinds of forces fall on the submarine inside the ocean, which includes not only pressure but also the flow of water, which is caused by waves. Apart from this, due to darkness, it may also be that a heavy stone or sea-facing submarine collides. In any case, Titan's catastrophe was partly due to its carbon fiber solution, but also due to pre-existing cracks. Yes, Carl Stanley Namey, a businessman, was also taken in Titan Submarine 2019 and was operated by Ocean Gate CEO Oh Hai at that time. He said that during that journey, when he was going down, he had heard the sound of cracking from the body of the Titan.
One point, I was actually even able to drive the submarine towards deeper water by the sound of the cracking gate.
At that time, he did not pay much attention to this voice because he trusted the CEO of Ocean Gate, who himself designed this submarine. But after the accident, he told CNN that perhaps the voice was a warning that Titan's body could not withstand the pressure of water. If this is true, then there is no doubt that the cracks in Titan's body had already started reading. An Ocean Gate executive in 2008 spoke out against Titan's carbon fiber body. He said that this issue will be known only a few seconds before the explosion of the submarine, and the same will happen in reality. Titan is ripped in deep. Experts say it will take just 0.3 seconds to explode. I hope you will like and share this video a lot. Thank you very much for your kind comments. In the next great video.